Welcome to the Millionaire Real Estate Summit, where you'll learn from top real estate agents, team leaders, and brokers what their number one lead sources were to sell over $1 million. You'll gain the strategies and tactics you need to convert more leads and set more appointments.
Hey guys, I'm so excited for today's episode. We have Chad Goldwasser here, and he is amazing. Chad, tell people a little bit about your real estate career and how you started.
Sure, you got it. Good morning. So in 1997, I was 23 years old. I was working behind a bar as a bartender, and I was looking for a way out. I had bought my first home at the age of 22. And I decided that I was going to start investing in real estate in Austin, Texas, which is where I live and work now, Austin, Texas. So I bought this house and decided I was going to invest in properties. In order to do that, I thought, you know what, I should get my license so that I know more about the process and how to work through deals. I sat in this room with about 100 other people getting my license, and I looked around at these people and I thought to myself, if they can sell real estate, I for surely can. So I got my license. I went to work for a little brokerage here in town. I met a gentleman who mentored me, took me under his wing. I worked as his buyer's agent. His name is James Willoughby, still one of the top agents in the city of Austin. But he was the top agent in Austin at the time, took me under his wing. I worked as his buyer's agent. My first full year at the age of 25, I was able to sell 67 homes with his help, changed my life completely. I started setting massive goals for myself. I started my own team, and then I continued to build that. I was with RE/MAX for 7 years. I moved over to Keller Williams in 2005. In 2007 and 2008, we were number one worldwide for Keller Williams. And then I launched my own brokerage in 2009. Pure Gold Realty is what it is called now in Austin, Texas. And I'm still fully engaged selling real estate every single day, getting on the phones, doing everything I need to do to make it happen. So,
wow.
Brief history.
That is awesome. Well, today we're going to talk about what is one of your biggest lead generation tips for people of how you lead generate, and then talk about how you're going to convert them. So what is a big one for you?
I focus a lot, and I tripled my business in the year of 2005 when I started focusing on builder move-ups. And for any of you out there that don't know what a builder move-up is, it's basically where a builder rep sits in their model home. They have people constantly coming through the door to purchase homes. Sometimes those people do not have an agent to sell their home. So they want to buy the new home, they need to sell their old home in order to buy the new home, and they need an agent to help them sell that property. They don't have an agent currently working for them. I want the builder rep that's sitting in that model home to think nothing else but Chad Goldwasser.
Oh my gosh.
I want to dominate their mind in terms of who they're going to call if they need someone to kick ass and get a property sold for their clients.
Oh my gosh, that's genius. So what are you doing to build those relationships with those agents?
The first thing I'd suggest to do is you want to find a good, reputable builder in your city that builds a lot of homes in different communities. The company I focused on was called Meritage Homes. They had about 13 communities throughout the city. I started building a relationship with one of their salespeople, and he finally called me and asked me to help sell a property for one of his clients. He happened to live in my neighborhood, so we already had somewhat of a relationship, and he already saw a lot of me because I was farming that neighborhood. He gave me this opportunity. I helped him, his clients, to sell this property immediately because I used systems and processes designed to get homes sold quickly and for the best price. The people were super happy. He was super happy. Then he had 3 other properties in that neighborhood that were spec homes. And the sales manager wanted to list those with an agent. He called me. I listed those 3 properties. I built a relationship with the sales manager, and then it went from there. I'll share more about that, about how to actually build that relationship when you want me to.
Yeah, go ahead.
So if I were just starting out to utilize builder move-ups as one of my lead generation tools, the first thing I do is I find all those builders. I start going out and visiting those neighborhoods. I want to study and learn the markets in those neighborhoods. I want to go out, I want to meet the builder reps. I meet those builder reps, I introduce myself, tell them who I am, how long I've been in the business, ask them a lot of questions about themselves and about their community, and then I'll go out and I'll look at all the properties, all the spec homes that they have for sale. So I want to understand their market, understand their product, understand how long they've been there, and what kind of people they have coming in there. That's the first contact. As I'm doing that, I will ask them, do you have an agent that you utilize for builder move-ups? Whatever they say, yes or no, which usually it's probably going to be yes, I will then tell them, listen, I would love the opportunity to work with you on your move-ups. If you ever need me, if you ever can't get a hold of the other agent that you utilize, I would love to be the person that you think of as a backup.
That's so are you offering them like a referral fee, like 25%, 35% referral fee?
Builder reps cannot take a referral fee. So that's one of the beautiful things about it. But what I do is I build a relationship. Just like I build relationships with my sphere of influence, I'm going to build a relationship with that builder rep. So the first thing I do is after I meet them, get their card, get back to the office, I'm going to write a personal note, thanking them for allowing me to come out, meet with them, and learn about their community. Then I'm going to call them to set up a time to take them to lunch. It's just like building a relationship with your sphere of influence, right? So I will send that personal note. I'll make the phone call. I'll take them to lunch, because now that little space in their brain that they have for referring a real estate agent when they have a move-up opportunity is being filled with my name. So I want to constantly touch them, right? So what happened was I sold all 3 of these spec homes for the sales manager, and he said, okay. He said, well, I think I'd like you to work for some more of our agents. Why don't you come into our sales meeting? This is like the golden ticket, because what happened was he had sales meetings on Monday mornings at 9 a.m. He allowed me to come in, bring food, sponsor the event. I brought in some donuts and some tacos, and I shared a little bit about what was going on in the Austin market. I shared a little bit about how I worked with people and got their properties sold. I had the gentleman that was working with me already on move-ups share a little bit, and then the sales manager backed me up and said, if you need someone great to help you to sell properties, Chad is the person to go to. So I never miss a meeting. Every single Monday morning, I will bring food to them. I will just show up for 5 minutes, just say hello, update them on what's going on in the market, and then I'm out of there. So if you can get into the sales meeting, that's a huge opportunity, and build a relationship with the sales manager eventually once you start building relationships with the key builder reps.
That is awesome. So now, what are some things that you're doing to kind of stay top of mind? Like, do you have kind of a schedule where you go once a month, I'm going to, send a cookie, or what is it that you're doing to kind of keep top of mind?
Absolutely. So once I've built the relationship, the personal note, the lunch, maybe take them to an event. I'm a huge music fan, so I'll take them to concerts. Then every Sunday morning, I will go to the office. I will put my Pure Gold Realty bags together with a Frappuccino from the store. I'll get 10 Frappuccinos, 10 bags of nuts, 10 Snickers bars. I'll put them in each little bag, and then I will go around and I will visit every builder that I'm dealing with at that point. I'll just stop in real quick, because on a Sunday, The builder reps are busy, right? They got people coming in all day, so they're busy. So I can hit 10 builders in about 2 hours, depending on the space between them. I just walk in, I say, hey, Jim, hope you're having an awesome day. I know you're going to be super busy today. I just wanted to drop by and give you a little snack, let you know if you need me, if you have someone come in that needs to sell their home and they do not have an agent, call me. Totally available. So I try and do that every week. I don't always do it every week, but that is my goal.
Now, have you trained your team members to do this that are on agents with your firm, or are you still the one doing some of that?
I train all of my agents to do it, but my goal is to do it myself because I still fully engage in selling real estate at this point. 24 years I've been doing it now.
Wow. So what percentage of your time are you spending running your firm, and what percentage are you spending actually still selling real estate?
75, I would say 60% of my time is spent selling real estate. 40% of my time, probably 25% of my time is spent running the firm. And then about that would be 15% of the time. I'm also a speaker and a teacher and a trainer, and that's my other business that I focus on. So that's about I have a business partner, my wife, Tina. She's amazing and incredible, and she helps me to run operations of the business. Plus, everybody loves her way more than they love me. So she's awesome. She's the glue that helps keep everything together.
Now, you've written a couple books, right?
Yes.
Tell us about those.
So in 2009, I wrote my first book. It was after I left Keller Williams. People were asking me a lot about how I built my business. And the number one thing I told them, they would ask, what is the key to success? And I would tell them the number one thing, massively positive energy and an incredible attitude. But number two is I am a lead generation machine. That is my affirmation. And one of the huge ways that I generate leads is also through my sphere of influence. So my first book I wrote was called Some Assembly Required, a networking guide for real estate. That is available online at my website, chadgoldwasser.com. I wrote that in 2009 as a way to teach people, hey, here's how you build your sphere of influence. Here's how you really mine your database for deals. The second book I wrote in 2015. It just came out, actually. I edited it and edited it and edited it, and it finally came out this year, last summer. It's called Restart, 7 Proven Keys to Unlock Your Potential. I went through some challenges in 2010 and 2011, had to basically restart my business. This is the 7 keys that I utilized to build my business the first time, and the 7 things that I'm using now to rebuild my business. So those are my 2 books. We also created a bunch of CDs and MP3s with our systems for listing properties, working with buyers, building a team, motivation. So those are all available at chadgoldwasser.com. If anyone is interested, they can also go to amazon.com.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the conversion of some of the, well, first, before we do, let's talk about like your number 2 and number 3. So obviously you're saying, one of your biggest is these builder move ups.
Yes.
But what are 2 others that you say, these are huge for me of what I do to get leads, and describe them in detail? Okay.
So sphere of influence. Past clients, current clients, my network, everyone that is in my database. That is a huge area of opportunity for all of us. And the biggest mistake that I see some agents make is they do not start building a database immediately when they get into the business. I tell all of my agents that come into business with me, sit down and write out 25 people, at least 25 people that know you, that like you, that will potentially do business with you, and get their name, their address, their phone number, and their email address, and enter that into your database. The CRM that I use is called Top Producer. It costs me about $30 a month, so $360 a year. I have now over 5,000 people in that database, and that's a lot of people to keep in touch with. But I have the same type of system that I talked about with my builder move-ups. I'm writing personal notes. I'm calling them. I'm doing one sphere of influence lunch per week. I'm doing entertainment. I'm inviting them to our client appreciation party every year. I'm constantly working to fill that little space in their brain, just like I talked about before, so that when they think real estate, they think Chad Goldwasser. So that's number 2.
So how many touches do you think, I know that the Millionaire Real Estate Agent book talks about, a different formula, but what do you think is the right number of touches, and how many people do you need to reach out to? Let's say you want to close, we'll do easy math, 10 houses per year.
Yes.
How many people do you need in your database, and how many touches do you think you need to do with those people to be able to do 10 closings?
That's pretty simple. If you had 50 people in your database and you kept in contact with them on a monthly basis, and I don't mean calling them every month and asking them for business, because that gets slightly annoying to people. But I'll touch them in different ways. So every month we have a newsletter that goes out by email, just touching them one time, and I'll write a personal article on the front of that. A lot of people don't read it, but I do get feedback sometimes. I put a lot of personal information in there, talk about my family, talk about the market some months, talk about different things that we do to give back to the community. And then there's information about our listings in there. There's information about the real estate. So everybody in my database gets a email each month that has that in there. So there's 12 touches. I work to call through my database. My goal is 20 calls per week. I don't always get that, just FYI. I do not always do those 20 calls. That is my goal, 20 calls a week, 10 personal notes a week. And then each quarter, my wife will order bags of popcorn, or we do different things, but bags of popcorn are really awesome. They come in this little bag from a local company called Cornucopia, different flavored popcorn. We'll put my sticker on it, Pure Gold Realty. We'll put a little ribbon on it with my card, and then I will drive around. Usually I get 50 bags, so my goal is to hit 50 of my current past clients, people that have bought or sold real estate from me within the past couple of years. And we'll do that 3 to 4 times a year.
And that the popcorn's not that expensive, like to have that branded to you. What is that costing you per bag of popcorn?
For 50 bags, it cost me like $450 maybe.
Mm-hmm.
So. Okay.
So what else besides the popcorn are you doing for like a drop by or pop by?
Usually, actually, to be honest, it's really the past couple of years it has been the popcorn. I'll do it once in the summer, maybe around the 4th of July, we'll do a summer flavor. I just did it before Thanksgiving. We did a fall flavor, and then one other time throughout the year. So usually 2 to 3 times, to be honest.
Mm-hmm. That's great. So do you have a number, like, do you just say, okay, for me, I'm going to do 20 calls a week and 10 personal notes?
Yeah.
Or are you actually tracking how many times each individual person in your database? Because right now, if you think about it, you're saying you have 5,000 people in your database. So if you take 5,000 divided by 12, that'd be right there. That if you wanted to call them once a year, you'd have to contact 416 people per month in order to just reach those people once. You know what I mean? So how are you taking that database? Have you divided it up and said, all right, here's my 5,000. I'm going to now narrow down. I might email these people. I might send a newsletter, but here's the people I'm actually touching. And how many people is that?
Yeah. I will go through A, B, C, D, E, F, G in my database, and I'll just start calling through those people. So I don't call everyone. I will recognize names of people. And then in Top Producer also, I keep very copious notes of what my conversations are like with those people, when I called them, when I wrote them a personal note, when I did a pop by. So I'll know who I've hit and how many times I've hit them. And I'll just base my calls on those notes. When was the last time I called them? If it was last year, sometimes it's 2-3 years since I've called them. But I'm trying to keep in touch with them as much as possible. But I don't have any systematic, like, here's what I'm going to, I don't separate them into A, B, C champions, things of that nature, which I probably should do, but it seems to be working the way I'm doing it.
Yeah. So you're just saying you're setting a goal for yourself. You're just saying, look, I need to make personally 20 calls a week. And really, if you think about 20 calls a week, if you divide that by 5, that's 4 calls a day. Like anyone can make 4 calls a day. Like that's ridiculous if you're creating that habit in that system.
Absolutely. And then scheduling it, putting it in my schedule. So I'll set aside, and again, a lot of agents will say, hey, this is what I do. I do it consistently. I do it every day. Some of them do. I'll just tell you, honestly, I don't get everything done that I want to get done every single week. But I would schedule, because even 10 calls in a day is pretty simple. That'll take me an hour. So if I do 2 days, 10 calls each day, and then I set aside some time on a Wednesday from 9 till 10 a.m., I can knock out 10 personal notes pretty quickly. Mm-hmm. And I'll send, and here's the other thing about your SOI, always be expanding it, always be feeding your database. So constantly networking and discussing your business with people and what they do and entering them into your database.
So what are some tips of expanding it? Like what exactly? Give us, like, let's say last week, did you add anyone in your database?
Here's how I add people. I go to networking events. I'm also involved in a Circle C Run Club. I'm involved in a Toastmasters group. Toastmasters, if you're aware of it, do you know what Toastmasters is?
Yeah, I do. Okay.
So it's a speaking group. I went there to become a better presenter and a better trainer and speaker. However, guess what I talk about 90% of the time?
Real estate.
Exactly. Everybody in there knows I'm in the real estate business. So how many people did I add last week? I don't think I added anyone last week again, but my goal is 4 per week.
4 per week. So, it's funny because I went to a Toastmasters one time. It was so boring. Like these people in this group, and I know I should probably try it again because I've heard about it, but these people were so boring. I was literally like falling asleep, yawning the whole time.
You need to find a great group. I have the best group in the city of Austin.
Really?
Yes.
So tell people a little bit about Toastmasters who don't know it. I know what it is, but describe what it's like and how do you get involved and how have you grown from it?
In 2002, a gentleman named Rick DeLuca, who I still believe is one of the greatest real estate sales trainers in the business, came into our meeting at RE/MAX and he talked about joining a Toastmasters group. I had no clue what it was, but I looked it up on the internet. Toastmasters is a speaking club. Usually there's between 10 to 20 people in a group to 30 people in a group. They meet every single week and it is a structured meeting. You go in, there's a Toastmaster, he leads the meeting. There are 3 prepared speeches, 5 to 7 minutes long. Then there are what are called table topics, which is extemporaneous speaking, which I believe we should all get really good at. And then there's evaluations of the 3 speeches. Our meetings are an hour and 15 minutes long. We meet at 6:45 a.m. on Thursdays. And again, it not only makes me a better speaker and a better trainer and a better teacher and a better presenter when I'm doing listing appointments. I'm more focused. I understand how to utilize body language and vocal variety to keep people involved.
So how are you going? Like, how long have you been going, and are you consistently going every single week?
Every single
Wow.
week. And I started in 2002. In 2009, when I was finishing my first book, I took a little break, and then I went back, and I was going for another 5 years. And then in 2016, I took a break again, and I just rejoined at the beginning of this year, and now I go every single week. And I
Wow. And what does it cost?
It's like $54 a year. It's
wow.
Nothing. And I did not go there to generate business and referrals. That wasn't my thinking, but it produces a ton of leads for me.
Wow, that is really exciting. And like you said, even if your goal isn't to be, a national speaker going from, place to place speaking, your goal could just be, hey, I want to be doing a better job on my listing presentation, on my buyer presentation.
Yes. And one of the things that they look for and they help you get rid of is so many of us, when we speak, we say,
Oh, yes.
And if I'm in a meeting with a seller and I'm speaking to them and I'm not clear, I am not focused, I am not easy to understand, I'm using a lot of you're not being as great as you can be. And Toastmasters helps rid you of those things. Instead of using you learn to pause and let there be a little bit of silence. And it makes a huge difference.
Wow. So what is your third way that you say this is your next way that you are generating a lot of leads?
Oh my God, people are going to hate this one. Open houses.
They do hate open houses, but tell us what you've done to make it more fun.
So 24 years I've been in real estate. I've sold well over 1,000 homes in my career. I have a huge database of people, but guess what I was doing last Sunday?
Open house.
Correct. Here's the system that I use. So I want to figure out what open house I'm doing, and it doesn't have to be my own listing. It can be the listing of another agent out there who has a property in a neighborhood where I want to work. And I take that. This past weekend, I did one of my own listings, but I want to understand which listing I'm going to be holding open on Tuesday. I want to set an appointment with myself on Thursday to produce my open house binder. In my open house binder, I have surveys for people to fill out. I have the MLS listing sheet on the property, the seller's disclosure and the survey, and I have comps from that neighborhood. Thursday, I set an appointment to put that together. I pull all the comps in the neighborhood. I study and learn and understand the numbers in that market, the actives, the pendings, and the sold in the past 90 days. I study and learn those numbers. There are currently 33 homes on the market. The average price is $555. Average price per square foot is $183. And the average days on market in this neighborhood is 25. Then I'll have the pendings and I'll have the sold. So when people walk in the door,
they're already impressed.
Nobody does it. And here's the other thing that I highly suggest. And again, this is not something that I do every single time, but if you're a new agent or you're even a seasoned agent, go out and preview the homes that are the competitors, that are the comps, the active properties. Go out and preview between 5 to 10 homes in that neighborhood that are competitors with the property that you're going to be holding open. Because if someone walks in that door and they say, we really love this property. However, we want a master bedroom that is downstairs. And you say, oh, have you seen the one around the corner? It just came on the market on Thursday. It's on Johnson Street. It's got a master bedroom down, 4 total bedrooms, 3 bedrooms up, a game room. It's got this gorgeous floor-to-ceiling stone fireplace, big backyard, tons of trees, covered back patio, and it's listed at $650,000. Have you seen that one?
No, I haven't.
So I'm steering. I'm First of all, I'm super knowledgeable about the neighborhood. I have a script that I've been using for 15 years that I utilize. It's called the 7-point conversion method. If people want that, they could email me and I'll email them a copy of that. Chad@pgraustin.com. Free from me to you for your people out there. But so I have my script, and when they walk in, I want to get them talking. I want to let them look around the property. I don't want to hover over them and stay on top of them, but I want to start asking them questions and showing them my knowledge. So on Friday afternoon, I set an appointment to go preview those properties. Sunday, I'm usually going to do my open houses from 1 to 4 p.m. I utilize 15 signs to drive traffic, although most of the people now come from the internet because I'm advertising all over the internet. I'm advertising on social media. I'm utilizing Instagram stories and Facebook stories just to show, not necessarily to drive traffic there, but people see me doing open houses. They see me out selling real estate, doing what I do, and it just puts me top of mind for them again. Once I am finished with the open house, shut everything down, write a personal note to the sellers, just thanking them for allowing me to be there. My goal is to get everybody to sign in and fill out a survey for me. Some of them do that, some of them don't. If they do sign in and give me their address, the next day I'm going to send a personal note. I'm going to follow up with a phone call and just make sure that they got all the information that they needed on the property and ask them for their business if they do not have an agent.
Awesome. Well, let's end by talking about mindset. And I love the title of your book, Restart. But I think a lot of people have this opinion that, like, for example, with the open houses, like they're like, oh, I've done 5 open houses. I didn't get anything from it. I'm not doing anything. And I think that is true that we all face in business and in life. There's one thing that's guaranteed. We're going to have adversity and there's going to be failure at times. Yes. And so, to be able to rebuild, to start over, the fact that you were able to do it, be vulnerable with us for a minute and talk a little bit about what that book is about.
Okay. So in 2010, after I launched my company, about a year into it, we had over 70 agents working for the company. There was a woman that was working as my controller. And what happened was I was telling my CEO and my chief operating officer that I did not trust this woman. She was our controller. She handled all the money. I said, I don't trust her. They said, no, she's great. She never goes on vacation. She's always here. Okay, that's the first indication that you might have an issue. She was never leaving because she was embezzling money from me. Stole over $500,000 from our company in a 3-year period. She also had not paid our payroll taxes, and so we had a $300,000 tax bill. Because of that, I lost almost half of my agents in a 6-month period in 2010, and then in the midst of that, I went through a divorce. So it was like, wow. 1, 2, 3 punch. And I had built my company, if you'll remember, the number one secret to my success was
sex.
My number one key to sex. My number one key to success was massively positive energy and incredible attitude. So I went into a depression. I didn't want to get out of bed. I went from getting up at 5 a.m. in the morning, doing all my mindset exercises, utilizing my affirmations, reading through my business plan, going on the run trail, running 5 to 8 miles every single day, 5 days a week, getting to Starbucks, reading and studying and writing and creating, to waking up at 8, sitting around my house, being super depressed, not wanting to go into the office at all, drinking my life away, and just, it was insane. Insane. I lost my vision. I wasn't utilizing the mindset tools that had gotten me to that level of success, number 1 in the world with Keller Williams. I wasn't utilizing those things, and I just lost my way. About 2012, a couple things happened, snapped me out of it. I started utilizing the tools. and what I was using before. And that's what this book is about. It's how did I get there in the first place? And how am I building it again? And so much of it has to do with the way we think. See, if I go into an open house thinking nobody ever does business with me, nobody's going to walk in this door, and I'm not going to sell any homes because of this. That's my attitude. And guess what's going to happen? Not going to do any business.
Right.
Here's the cool thing. Everyone that walks into the door of my open house does business with me.
Wow.
That's my mindset. Is that true? No. But that is my mindset. Everyone I talk to likes talking to me and does business with me. And here's the last tip that I'll give people as far as what you should think and the attitude that you should have. Build so much belief in yourself, in your service, in the way that you work. Build so much belief and confidence within yourself that you become a shameless self-promoter. And I mean that in the best way possible. I am a shameless self-promoter of myself as a real estate agent because I believe that if someone works with someone else in the real estate business, they are not going to be served at the level that I will serve them. And so everybody I speak with, everybody I network with, everybody I did a training yesterday in Houston for a sales company, about 30 salespeople there. And 4 times throughout the presentation, I mentioned to them, if you know of anyone looking to buy or sell real estate in Austin, Texas, please give me a call. So I'm constantly promoting myself to people. You need to get out of your comfort zone if you're in this business and let people know what you do.
Love it. Restart 7 Proven Keys to Unlock Your Potential. It's a great title. I can't wait to read it. Tell people where they can find you and follow you.
Yeah, they can go to my Facebook business page, Chad Goldwasser. I also have a personal page that is full, but they can like my business page, Chad Goldwasser. They can also go to chadgoldwasser.com. That has all of our products. If you're looking for a great sales trainer and teacher for your brokerage or your company, I love teaching and training. It is my passion. And if you have someone that needs me to come in, I'd love to do that.
Well, you are super motivating. I always love talking to you. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you. Have a great day.
And you guys stay tuned because we have another episode coming up right next. See you in a minute.